Yeah, I can change. I obviously control the personality of the character.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I'm sure there'll be a
I suppose
stereotypical
at the end of the
wizard
day,
or rogue or...
they're a stat block with a name. You can kind of do what you want with them.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah, it is dumb though. I would like to make my own character. I feel like
I
advanced players should be
I
able to
get
bring
why
their
though. I
characters.
get why.
I do too. It's a limited time.
They should have a caveat where it's like pre-made characters are allowed. But then I suppose it's like some guy brings some fucking whack-ass character that no one's familiar with the rules for. Like, at least the DM can be familiar with how each character works.
You know how
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what would happen.
So, some fucking greasy-ass nerd is gonna sweat at Dungeons and Flagons. It's like, bro.
That's all that will happen. And it would be FIP.
Nah. Fuck that. Alright, let's play some D&D.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've been a little while, so I want to give you a little bit of a backtrack here. So last time, obviously, we reunited with Gundren and Sildar. They healed up. We have essentially assaulted the Wave Echo Cave. Gundren led us here. On the way, you met a very auspicious, is that the right word? I don't know. Suspicious? Auspicious? Something like that. Caravan of, like... what are they called? Gypsies, traveling folk, and you had your fortunes read, which also left a lot of probably more questions and answers and ambiguity. You had your fortune read by a very, very, very old fortune teller named Madame Ava. That was sort of the end of that. You walked away. You didn't really know what to do with that information. There was very little context. You continued forward. You approached Wave Echo Cave. You're on the edge of that mountain range that I always forget the name of, and like it does feel like there's a suspicious like fog sort of in the air, and like it does feel like twilight sort of set around you before you walked into the cave. When you went into the cave, you found the body of Gundren's brother, Thundro, I think his name was. Thurden. He was dead. He had been killed. He had teeth marks on his neck, much like Glassstaff that you found in the prisons in Phandelver. He took Sildar in an absolute rage, ran off through the darkness, and you lost track of him in like a sort of a catacomb cave where Bip was set upon by a glob from behind, and Solomon was set upon, and you then, what happened next? You continued, you found the creepiest looking snake thing that you've ever seen before. Horatio,
yeah, that thing was hideous, bro.
It was scary. Nightmare fuel. Horatio, through the corner of his eye, perceived, believe it or not, like this ethereal light that sort of flowed past the staircase when you were in that snake room. Horatio actually even heroically jumped into the lake and fetched out a wand at the bottom of that lake as well. Very important to note here. I said to you at the beginning of the session when you went into the caves that essentially you were in a race with this black spider to get to the Forge of Spells. She rolled very, very high on her timing check, and we believe that she has reached her destination.
Yeah, didn't we hear it?
For you.
I think we heard.
You heard some like a magic emanating, and a booming and a starting up of a foundry, or a starting up of a like power source. And yeah, so we believe that she has found her way there. Very oddly, you don't really know why, but there has been animated undead all through the mines. So you have fought ghouls, you have fought a giant undead ogre, you have fought zombies, with little to no reason as to why. There's obviously some sort of dark magic. There was a foreshadowing by Gundren before you. I forgot to mention when you were riding here, there was a foreshadowing by Gundren that he essentially said there was evil that, like, there's been mention of an evil that resides in the way of Echo Cave, but none have seen it to date because no one's actually been as far, like, very far deep into it. He was basically waiting on a group of people in order to go inside. It's all very dark in here, so when there is lanterns that have been lit in some of the very few of the rooms, you believe that, like, that would have been obviously the spider who's ahead of you searching through the maze. The last thing I will say, nearly the last thing I'll say, is that same fog that you saw outside. You almost feel like there's like it's like entering the cave. Like, you look around and it's like a mist or a fog, but it seems like it's almost followed you here through that entrance as well. And it's not strong fog, it's just like adding like a mist, especially when there's lanterns lit. You can really see, well, Horatio can't, but the other two can, like a misting of fog. Like, it's not a thick fog at all, just something in the air that's leaving like an eeriness. You just fought waves of undead as well, and we left you in this cavern. There was one thing you saw as well. I just want to remind you that up against this wall, I forget how to tag, like over here, there's like a workbench happening. You can see schematics of like weapons that would have probably been built here. You saw one in particular that was like this great, looked like a great sword, that it almost looks like they would have harnessed the power of the sun to create it. You don't, like, there's no sword or anything, but these are like huge like schematics up against the wall. You can see like workbenches, like architectural drawings, and schematics everywhere. So there's a number of different weapons, but it looks like this is the piece de resistance of whoever was creating things. All throughout the caves as well, there have been remnants of that battle. So if we refer back to the Phandelver Pact, this was obviously attacked. There was a pact between dwarves, gnomes, and wizards that used to reside here. It was a peaceful colony. There was a lot of wealth that was created in Phandelver through the Forge of Spells. So there was a very prosperous time, but with prosper, evil was drawn here, and there was a huge battle. You're sort of like taking you through, if you can recall, like Lord of the Rings, Mines of Moria type setting here. There's dwarves everywhere, slashed. There's wizards, the remains of them, like hundreds and hundreds of years old remains. There's gnomes that have been killed. There's like goblin arrows and things. So it definitely looks like a mix. There's a mixture of like goblin bodies, bandit bodies, and dwarves, elves and gnomes sort of everywhere. And that is where... And the last place that you entered was a very large... This was the largest room you found. It was like sort of opened wide, and this looked like the main sort of dining hall, workshop, like huge central sort of area. There were some makeshift torches that were lit not long before you were here. They haven't been burning for very long.
Can you guys heal yourselves in any way? Because I'm not doing too good.
I can probably drink something if I need to. I think we bought a bunch of potions before we...
I'm gonna use all 15 of my lay on hands points.
Yes, sir.
We don't have time to rest.
Never mind. I do not have a potion.
That was false.
My young blind friend, do you have a potion in your pack?
I only have the one.
That is unfortunate.
It is.
I toss him a potion.
You've tossed me one?
I have.
Okay.
Which I may learn to regret because it's my only one.
Given where you are, like, you probably could consider a short rest.
But if we're racing though.
Yeah, we need to get to her before she
gets up. You kind of lost the race.
Yeah, but we
don't know that.
No.
Yeah, we don't know that there.
You do.
No,
yeah, but we don't know we don't know what
Absolutely
she's saying. Well, we heard her get there.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
We don't know what she's doing. We could stop her before she sets anything up.
Absolutely.
DM's metagaming.
Yeah.
I wanna make my way up to where that little workshop area was.
Yeah.
Are there any blueprints for like a hectic greatsword that I could take and maybe get a blacksmith to make at a later time?
Fully hectic.
Feel free to move your character if you want to just buzz him up. There.
I tried and it
Yeah, no, I
was
just
paused when I tried.
unpaused. Yep.
I'm trying to use my fucking potion. It's not letting me.
I just took the max and added it to my health and then minused it.
That work? There we go.
So
You
Solomon,
don't have to roll it because using it as an action.
It's a good roll though.
It is a good roll.
Solomon, you look at, you're enamored by the weapons that you can see that have been made here. There is just an artful amount of artful schematics all around you. The particular greatsword schematic you're referring to that looks like it's harnessing the power of the sun. It's extremely ancient and it's a text. There is some papers sort of lying around, and you could absolutely pick them up and stash them away if you want to make a note of that in your inventory.
I will do just that.
Yeah, we don't know what could be done or used with them, but absolutely, yeah. These are ancient texts.
All right.
Ancient and very powerful.
And we've like looked over the loot and everything. We've scoured the bodies.
Yeah, I don't think there was any loot in this room. But Solomon, as you're ruffling through papers, you feel this cold hand on your shoulder, and you're in the dark. There is like a twinge of a candlelight, but you feel this cold hand on your shoulder. You turn around, and there's nothing there. But you certainly feel like there's a presence here with you.
I cast Divine Sense and detect good and evil. Any
Yes.
celestial fiend or undead within 60 foot.
Excellent. So, just in front of you, a wraith materializes, and he's wearing long blue wizarding robes and almost makes like this. So he's got like skeletal hands, skeletal feet, but then beautiful robes that are old, and flowing. Yeah, he's elevating as well. So he's levitating. He's flying in front of you. He has these like piercing yellow eyes, and he's like a rotten corpse in front of you. And he looks at you, like makes a scream because he's been obviously noticed immediately, and says, "What are you doing in this workshop?"
I take it was yours.
I worked here many years ago.
No, I hold the blueprint up. It seems you have some fine work. Is there anything you can tell me about it?
You've been trespassing here and you've killed my children.
Are you gonna make me do the same to you? Oh, so you're already dead, aren't you?
And he sort of reels though, and like, I am full of life.
You said it's like a wraith, yeah?
Yes.
I want to just walk straight through him as if he's not there and ignore him.
If I can get you.
And just leave.
I don't know where Pip is on the map.
He's to your left.
I can't see either of you guys.
You see that?
So if he's like a ghostly entity,
Yeah.
I want to just walk through him as if he's not there and kind of drive the point home that he is in fact dead.
All right. You walk through him, and he.
Also, he looks sick.
Yes, I agree. Very cool character model. You walk through him, and he sort of like buzzes his head around, and then looks, and he says, "What are you all doing here? I haven't seen folk like you in a long time."
You haven't seen anything in a long time, old man, and I keep walking.
Show some respect, young man.
I'm gone. I'm
And
not
you've
there.
left.
I've just walked out.
All right, so he.
At this point,
makes-
I'm more focused on the living, not old mate.
All right, he looks around the room. He makes this absolute like wraith scream, and it like pierces and echoes throughout the whole cavern, and he dematerializes in front of you, and there's like this burst of that blue color of his robes like bursts through the caverns, and both Horatio and LePage, you sort of like knocked back by like, what the fuck just happened?
Can I ask? I was going to ask this earlier, but I wanted to see if I could just not fight him first. So I kind of have the idea of like when he does Divine Sense, it's almost like that Lucario scene in one of the Pokemon movies where it's like everything's black, but he sees the entities in kind of like either an orange highlight or a blue highlight, depending on whether they're good or evil. Is he more on the good or the evil side?
He was good. He was good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I think good. Nothing more of it. He was just a...
He had enough. I wouldn't say he's. I don't think he's I wouldn't say he's like lawful good. Let's say chaotic, like more chaotic.
But the point is, he wasn't. Yes. He wasn't an evil. Yeah,
he was not evil.
In that case, he's not something I'd burden myself with. I'm more focused on finding Gundren, focused on the living.
Yeah. Perfect. So he has left after like he took a good look at all the creatures that you slain in here, obviously referring them to as his children. You have entrances, you have exits. Where do you have exits? You've got exits. So at the far side of the room, you have an exit north, and that would be your way through. So you'd pass through like this area that you can see in front of you. Where are you, Horatio?
He's on the table.
Oh, yeah, he's on the table dancing.
Can you unpause so I can move?
Yeah. So in this room, this was the scene of a massive battle. There are skeletons hanging up everywhere, bones everywhere. Obviously, there was a huge battle that you just waged as well, where there's corpses of ghouls and skeletons. The lanterns to your far right, there's another area where you can see like there was, it's like a whiteboard room or something. Like there was just ideas that were being thrown around. There was.
Are there like any footprints that like might allude to like recent footprints?
Yeah, do a survival check. Not perception.
I'm about to perceive that
footprints everywhere, none of note.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be bad.
11. Okay, -1 to survival. That's not bad. The thing you can see, LePage, is that obviously these lanterns weren't lit very long ago. It does look like someone, like there was more recent footprints that came through here and headed in this northerly direction.
So I guess I say to the guys that I'm like, I think we need to go this way. Those braziers have just been lit.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
I'm down.
So as you walk up these like another grand.
I want to grab one of the lanterns and hold it and sort of keep Horatio close to me as well.
Can you not see yet?
I think I can make you emanate light. Hold on, let me look. I think I can.
I mean, I can just cast light either way, but I like the idea of like trudging through a pitch black cave holding a lantern.
I can emulate light here for you. Hold on. 15. Well, I'll give you 15 bright and then 15 dim.
Can you see Horatio?
Probably when he's near me.
Yeah, I
yes, there it is.
After 12 sessions, Brad has learned how to use the VTT.
All right.
Okay, so this part of the wide open area, so as you approach, you walk up like a grand set of like marble staircase. This is a very peculiar room. The rest of the place has been like literally a cave. This is clearly where people resided, lived. I think you passed through a barracks as well where people would have slept, but this area is like really scholarly. Like there's beautiful drawings everywhere. There's architecture on the walls. There's a mixture, a plethora of dwarven, elven, gnomish architecture all around. Like there was clearly just great minds that lived here and worked here. In this particular side of the room, you see more schematics, drawings. There's one really interesting part and corner where one of the lanterns was recently lit. There's like, it's almost like this old house, but it's a house from not anywhere in Phandelver. It's like from a distant land that none of you immediately recognize, and it looks to you very evil. Like it looks like a friggin' house of like the worst haunted house that you have ever seen, and there's like black scratches on and writing all around it that's kind of ineligible as well, but it's almost like someone was designing this house, and it looks like it's almost looks in the photographs or the drawings that it has like a sentient presence about it.
I want to go in it.
Horatio has not seen Monster House, clearly.
I was gonna say, can I do like an Arcana check to see if there's any like evil, or maybe not evil, but any like mystical forces controlling it?
Yeah. Do a history check, actually. Do a history. See if you recognize it. Do another one. Do a history check.
Okay.
It's more. I think it's more aligned to what you're looking at. Like you're trying to recognize it, or trying to
same thing.
It.
It is still just a building.
For God's sake.
It is still
the
just a
DM gives
building.
him advantage.
Yeah. Roll again.
No, so LePage, you walk over almost with like a prideful walk, like, get out of my way, boys, I'm going to tell you what this is. And you look through, you scurry through the papers and almost gain like, there's nothing you recognize, but you almost like gain a shiver down your spine looking at this. It's very different work than the rest of what you've seen. Like all the rest of the drawings and schematics and architecture has been very grand and bold and beautiful, and this is evil, like evil in its nature. And it looks more, what you can perceive is it looks more recent than the others. Like it doesn't look like the other ones are hundreds of years old. This one could be 10, 15 years old.
So very recent. Well, I don't see anything. Do we decide to just move in together? Keep looking around?
I think Horatio wants to walk in, but he'll also keep an eye out for traps. He's from.
I'm
Sorry, Horatio, hold on just 1 second. Sorry, pause for a second. I'm not saying this house is here now, Horatio. These are drawings of a house.
Oh, right.
Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
Not a house in front of you. Drawings of a house.
I
So
wanna
evil.
walk into the drawing of the house.
I want to sneak up on the drawing. Roll
Just
for
wanted to
stealth.
make that really clear.
Yeah, roll for stealth. Did the paper sends me?
Sorry, I wasn't clear there, team. Horatio still can't see. There is no house.
Yeah.
There's a room to your left. That's what you have in front of you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I say we move down the corridor. Do we hear anything?
Okay. Yes, you do. So always throughout the Wave Echo Cave, you hear just that. You hear the echoes, this booming. Feel free to take yourself into the next room if you're going to head there while I talk. But just once you get in there, just stop.
Yeah.
You hear that booming. So there's obviously like an underground cavern where there's waves that are smashing into something. They're almost like sucking into something. And it happens every couple of minutes. You hear this, like almost like you're at the ocean and you're hearing this massive wave. In this next room, you hear water running. You hear like the startings of like a windmill, a turbine. Sorry, a turbine has been recently turned on and then turned off, but it's like coming off of its turn. And you're moving into the next room, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this room, you see exactly that. You see this giant, majestic, like, turbine. You see just about in front of you, just like here, there's like a man-made waterway. That water has just recently been flowing through. You can see this glorious machine has just been turned on. It has, it's been turned on, then it's turned off again. It's sort of on its way, cycling out. It's like turning turning something into the ceiling. It's got like this huge cog mechanism essentially, but that is what you immediately see. You also see the bodies and remains of dwarves all over the floor. There's a number of them that have been scattered here. Less recently than some of the other ones you've seen. They're sort of scattered all throughout.
So it looks like they were just recently killed.
No, sorry, 10, 15 years versus hundreds again.
Okay.
So not as entirely decomposed as some of the others you've seen.
I mean, 15 years is a long fucking time
Still,
for a body. Like, I don't know how we're going to be able to tell the difference, but okay. 15 years to 100 years.
Yeah, like it matters as well.
Yeah, like, I'm just trying to put this together.
Sorry, let's say more recently.
Okay, so yeah, a bunch of dead bodies all in the last century.
Yeah.
Is there anything in this room is there anything that we need to kind of like, I guess, do in here? Like we don't really see anything. Just bodies.
It's a large room. It has obviously it has this mechanism, this gear, this like smelter type thing. You also see all along the sides of the wall, you see like old gold ingots, silver ingots, platinum ingots, even that have been like, these are clearly where like covered in dust, but this is clearly where there was like this is where the dwarves or whoever was mining, and then this is where like it looks to by doing an investigation, like this is where they would have like smelted the ores and stuff. Okay. Sorry, so I should have been more clear.
Yeah, so the next question would be to Solomon. Does that recipe that you're looking, or that blueprints, have any requirements on there?
I think it requires a greatsword. Do I know anything about this sort of thing?
I don't know.
I don't think I've had any past experience creating weapons.
Forging? Does anyone
using
have any
them?
forging
Yeah, but not
experience?
No.
Ratio? Do you have any hidden talents? Or?
Look, I've made some. I would say forging is the right.
Yeah, he's made stick and poke.
Yeah.
He's put arrowheads on sticks.
Yeah.
Are there any like images or symbols or anything that resemble maybe this, like anything that I can see in this room?
Yeah, what we could kind
even
of
if I don't quite understand it, but.
Is there any symbols or images? You roll a perception check.
Oh yeah, first roll of the night. It's gonna be a 2.
Here we go. Come on. Come on.
Big roll, big roll.
It's a good start from old Solomon.
Come on.
Oh, there we go.
Come on.
Good to know this will not be the session I come good.
Yeah. Okay.
What can I tell you?
Not much.
Yeah, I can't tell you much on that. So,
okay, like maybe do any of the dead hundreds of gnomes and goblins and dwarfs, is there anything that maybe sticks out on their bodies, like a shiny sword or a shiny weapon, an instruction manual, so something that would like let us know roughly like why there were so many people in here and why there's this massive forge?
Your Solomon, given your age and you've seen these things before, you recognize this is not a forge. This is a smelting area. So you wouldn't actually make a weapon here. You would this is where you basically it looks like it powers the rest of the place, and you could smelt in here. There's a furnace that has recently been turned on, but you couldn't make a weapon in here.
Okay.
Does that help at all?
Yep, that helps me realize that there's no point of me asking any more questions. So thank you.
Not yet.
If it's an ore smelting area, is there any like residue of anything that would be valuable, like ores or anything, like gemstones? Kind of thing?
Yeah, there's certainly like there's unrefined gold around. You can see there's like piles of unrefined gold. There's piles of unrefined silver. There's a even a few pieces of platinum around, completely unrefined.
The remnants of a battle, does it show what one side was defending, or like a direction of battle?
Do a survival check.
You picked the worst ones. I hope you know that.
I picked them. It's called the player's handbook.
If it makes you feel better, Brad, you can pick whatever you want for me. I'll still roll shit.
Yeah.
You can roll with advantage.
Just strength check every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you notice that it does appear like this was held off, like it was like the wall sort of over here was where they were defending. Like you can see like the dwarves were defending that part of the wall. And what else can you see? And then there's like more goblin bodies that obviously flooded through like where you guys walked through. You also, what else do you see? You do see like an like Horatio, you see like an oversized skull in the wreckage. You see like this oversized skull, like completely separate from the rest. Like it's like a massive like human skull, but huge, like not massive, sorry, like oversized. And you do notice that in the wreckage.
I want to go and pick it up.
Perfect. So you walk over to this skull, which is very like clean and not decrepit at all, like very clean, shiny, and you pick it up in your hands and you sort of examine it. You look left and you look right, and all of a sudden it springs and bursts in this like green flame, and it jumps out of your hand. It is floating in front of you. And it is alive, so it has these piercing, like fiery green eyes in front of you, and it's like floating. It's lit up the space in front of you. You can see like the magic, well, not magic, but you see the fire that was just dimming from the smelting area, like it almost like is drawing flame from it, and it immediately calls to action, and it is going to attack you.
2, watch out, it's an elite wisp from Risk of Rain 2.
As
soon as he said green flame, bro.
Awesome. That's exactly what we need to fight a fighting floating skull.
Hell yeah.
And hold on, let me show you this.
Just what I've been waiting for.
So after about 15 questions from this room, we've gained nothing but lost hit points.
Yes. Yes. It is a rat roll.
We'll get there, I promise.
You got some pretty pictures, don't worry.
I can roll initiative as well.
Same.
I'll show you what this thing looks like because it's pretty cool.
Oh, that looks sick.
Yeah, it does look sick. So it has angrily burst into flame around you, and Horatio rolled a nice little roll. So it is buzzing, flying like up into the stalagmites, down. It sort of wisps past that smelter and like draws flame from it as well. And it's your turn, Horatio.
Would the skull get first hit?
No.
Alright.
He's got the last roll, so we can one-trick this guy.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you wanted to...
No, all good. Appreciate the question.
I've got an idea already.
Well, I'm gonna reactively just shoot at it like it's a drone in the sky. And I'm gonna roll with advantage because I am before him.
Would you not also have disadvantage if he's within 3 meters though? Or 3 feet? How does it work again?
Not when my feet means that I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh, okay, cool.
Never mind, I'm a dual wielder. I thought it was a sharpshooter.
What's going on right now?
We're just doing nerd rules. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Just go roll your fucking miss already, alright?
No, Horatio knows how to hit.
That's true. Horatio does sometimes hit.
Can you do some damage, though, so I don't sound like I'm talking out my ass?
I'll try my best.
Nope.
Fuck.
Wow. Wow. Was that seriously your roll? With advantage?
That was with advantage. I don't know what it rolled there, but...
I love Brad asking as if you didn't see the dice roll across the screen.
No, I don't know what you guys press.
I rolled a 2 and I rolled a 3.
With a +6. That's awesome. Great work.
All right. Do you have a bonus action?
Horatio with like, he's surprised by this whole, like, obviously he jumps out of his skin that this thing just fucking comes to life in front of him. He just fires a crossbow bolt wildly into the air and missing the skull.
My bonus action is that I'm gonna run over here. I can't. I'm gonna run over here. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to hide.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, screw you. I missed. I'm scared. What do you want? That's my go.
All right, Mr. DM. Being that this is a skeleton, was it once a humanoid? If it is a skeleton head.
This is about to be the biggest stretch of a can I've ever heard.
Yeah. Why don't you talk me through what you're planning here?
Nope.
I'll tell you if you can do it.
Was it a humanoid?
Was and is are two different things.
Yeah,
no, it was not.
Then how did it become a skull?
It's its own.
How did it become
it's its own thing.
So it was born a skeleton. Nothing.
Would you like to roll a history check or see if you recognize something?
Okay, well,
that's what I'm saying. Tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if you can do it.
I was gonna use hold person on it to lock it down so that Solomon could.
No, it's not. No, not a humanoid like that. No.
That's what I was trying to do.
It's like a fae, like a no. I like it.
Fuck.
But no.
Yeah.
Not
a lot of my new spells are about like suggestion and command and shit, but so it won't affect him.
You'll get there.
Do I have anything that's very?
Did I show you the picture? Sorry, of it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did. But I was hoping because it was like it was a skeleton that I could kind of work some magic here.
Work some magic.
All right, I'm going to use burning hands in the cone and spray them towards the.
That's some big numbers.
What did that?
18 fire damage. He has to do a DC save of 13.
Yes, sir. A save of what?
Dex.
You cast it at 2nd level.
Yes.
Damn.
So half damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Of course, you saved it.
You want me to start just doing invisible rolls and like pumping you guys up? Or... I used to do that.
No, I cast that at 1st level. It wasn't 2nd level.
All right, so you send fire in his direction. Oh, sorry. Is this what was that? Oh,
no, that's just an accident.
Oh, good. You send fire at him. You strike him like with like the force of it, but he almost like takes the fire, absorbs it, and burns like a brighter green color.
Okay. And
he sort of sucks it in as well and puffs it away into this green explosion.
Yeah, so he just eats it. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to move as close as I can to him and try to hit him with a dagger.
Yep.
Does that hit?
It's a miss.
Yeah, of course it is. All right, that's my.
Isn't like the lowest DC, like lowest AC in the game, like at least 10?
Yeah. All right. Now I'm like, now I'm right next to it too. So just.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. Just put you. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. That's my turn.
Solomon.
I'm gonna run at it and take a big old uppercut with my greatsword.
An uppercut.
23 to hit.
Oh, there we go. Let's go.
We're back.
And he calls the number exactly.
He calls it.
15 damage.
Wow.
Wow, he's playing the game.
He's back.
That's it.
He's playing the game.
That
You
is
smack
it.
that thing right out of the air.
Must be an easy fight if he can hit it.
Higher than a 9, I guess. All right, so you knock it, you smack it like out of the air, and it reels back into the stalagmites above.
Follow-up question.
Yep.
Is grappling a bonus action or an action if I wanted to like tackle it?
I like that idea. I think it's a... No, you can choose to grapple on any turn, can't you?
I think it's an action or a bonus action, one of the two.
Grappling is an action, not a bonus action.
Never mind. That's all good. That's the end of my turn then.
You can push. You can... can you grapple as a bonus?
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action.
Only with feats.
I'm gonna use my bonus action. I'm just gonna like full Sparta kick it sort of towards to, like, underneath the air pusher thing, whatever that thing's called.
You want to do a contested strength check?
Sure thing.
All right.
18.
Why didn't mine go?
It did.
It did.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, -5 strength. All right, so you kick it over to 2. You just start sending it.
Oh,
Like
it doesn't
over
go
here?
that far. I think it goes
How
like
far does it
10
go?
or 15 feet, doesn't it?
It's tiny though in size.
Oh, okay. It probably hits too.
Yeah. Dongs him right in the head.
2 was hiding.
Ronaldo over here.
He was literally hiding.
No longer hiding.
So 2 is standing behind this the smelter, and all he sees is like this green flame just surge around the corner. Is that your turn?
Well, technically, would LePage get an attack of opportunity as it's leaving his melee range?
No.
Fuck,
Technically, it would not happen.
I know. I was being a little bit ambitious with that, but yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, that was a little meta, but...
All right, so with that renewed, after he like sort of the skull sort of shakes itself off, jumps in the air, makes that like wraithy type scream, similar to the one that Wraith did moments ago. Almost sucks that energy out of the remnants of the flame that was in the smelter, and all of a sudden you see that magic cast and into the corpses all around you, and you start to see these dwarven soldiers animate to life and start walking towards you. And I'll show you. So they're, they look like zombies here, but they are zombies, but they're like dwarven zombies. So like these like little guys are all coming at you.
I just yell out to Horatio, "You had to pick up the skull." Yeah.
And that is not the end of his turn. He is now going to, given that he was offended by what Solomon did, he's going to try and shoot him with flame. He's harnessing all of the
Oh
energy.
dear.
Oh my lord. So he sucks this enormous amount of flame out of the smelter, burns with this green energy, and sends the green flame directly at our friend Solomon.
Wow.
For 28 damage.
Wait. Before damage, let me just check something here. Before, I'm gonna try. I'm trying something here. Give me.
And Solomon's dead.
Yeah, give me a second.
That's what you get for rolling well.
This is gonna be a fucking hard one there, Brad. But I'm trying.
Counterspell or something?
I want to use Lucky.
Oh yes.
My feature, my feat.
You can make him re-roll that.
And then, whenever it's the problem is the attack roll was not made against me. So that's written in the rule is if the attack roll is made against me, and it wasn't. It was against Solomon.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Could be. This is the house rule question here. Could I try to like lasso him with one of the ropes that we have, and try to like pull him at least somewhat out of the blast? Maybe so he's not taking the full force.
I think that's too much rule manipulation.
All right, sorry, brother.
I'm happy to put it to a vote, but I think that's a little too much random rule manipulation. Every time someone gets critical hit, you can't save them.
All right, well that's all I got.
Follow-up question. Follow-up question. Would you let me use Shape Water as a reaction? It's an at-will spell.
Fuck's sake, you guys are really pushing it here. Just
I'm
take your
asking,
damage.
you can just say no. Well, okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
Shape Water. Would you, if you were a DM, allow that?
It's up to you, man. You're the DM.
I like the idea of it. No,
It wasn't
I
that.
don't.
It was a nat 20. That's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be like.
Yeah, no, that's all good.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I mean, I like the creativity and everything, but I can't, like, to be honest with you, the game's about to get a lot fucking harder, so I...
Yeah, no,
keep going. You're down. All right, Solomon.
down, yeah.
Solomon takes obviously the brunt of all that flame that was engulfed around him. He's searing. He's lighting up the cavern with his own scintillating sort of fire. And that torch that he was holding also burst in his hand with green flame as it struck him. That's the end of his turn. You've got zombies everywhere.
Hang on. No, hang on.
Okay,
Hang on.
Yes.
He makes that roll with disadvantage because he's right next to 2.
Does he?
He does, because it's a ranged spell.
Fuck, you might be right.
I am fucking right, Brad.
You might be right. Yeah, I'll give you that.
To be fair, it also
that.
feels way too late to make this call, but
It's
anyway.
way too late, but I missed it as the DM, so I will attack again, I guess.
I mean, he still hits. But it's not a crit.
Just 2 less. Okay, sure. You back? Are you alive now?
Yes.
Yeah.
11. Yes, sir.
Oh.
All
right. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I missed that. I completely forgot.
Good thing you kicked him. Right next to her.
See, that was a good play.
I'm gonna go ahead with what I tried to do before. Might not work. I have an empty ball bag. I have an empty bag from when I threw all my ball bearings.
Yep.
I'm gonna empty my entire water skin into it, which is 4 pints of liquid, and then I'm gonna put the skull in the bag.
Okay. Wait, where's the water from?
It's from my water skin that I have.
Got it. Okay. Maybe just roll a d20. Roll a d20. A creative roll.
The rule of cool roll. Oh dear.
As you're like going to like move the water into the empty bag, you pour water all over the floor.
Okay.
No, you successfully
thirsty.
pour the water into the other bag, but the bag is porous.
It's very porous.
Yeah, the bag's porous. Yeah.
You've effectively filtered the water.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's now
water is now
filtered
more
water
drinkable.
all over the floor.
That's like my main action.
That could be your
Is
bonus
object
action.
interaction? I was going to say it's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not enough going on there.
If that's the case, then I'm just gonna hit him with my dagger because
Please hit him, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that was almost the one, bro.
That is a
Yeah,
hit.
you and I have both damaged him.
That is a
Okay.
hit. That is a hit.
9 damage.
9 damage. Nice. Okay, so You cut like into one of his eyes, and again, like flame like bursts through, like needle is like lit up in a green ethereal flame, and he reels.
That is all of my goes. I'm done there.
LePage, what do you got? These zombies are not far from entering the fight as well.
Yeah. Give me a sec. I have no action points left, so I've really got to get creative with my cantrips.
No action points.
No, like no spells.
Spell
Yeah,
slots.
spells.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't fucking help. Yeah, it doesn't help at all. Fucking Eldritch Blast, and I try to fucking knock this skull into the forge.
All right.
As much as I would love to win this fight, I just realized Brad has not added the evil dwarves to initiative yet.
No, I know that. They're slow. They're zombies. They're just waking up.
All right, so yeah, so my goal right now is I'm trying to launch this thing into the forge.
Yep.
Like into it where it's like melting.
Yep.
Well, it's not. Sorry, ignore that.
Sorry, what am I looking at now?
Eldritch Blast damage.
Okay. And in your Eldritch Blast does knock now? Is that a new thing?
I don't think so.
No, because that's a separate thing, but it can eventually do that.
Yeah, I can also it can upgrade as it goes, but it's not there yet.
It's not that yet. Okay, well you strike him, and he is reeling in pain, and his flame is like he's emitting less flame than he was before.
Fuck, what am I gonna do for my bonus? I have nothing to drink or anything.
He's worse for wear.
GG boys. That's it.
Go Solomon, go.
How far away is he? Yeah, close enough. I'm gonna run at him. And you said he's tiny, yeah?
Yeah, like he's small. Yeah, he's tiny technically.
In theory.
In theory, here we go.
Could I generate enough velocity by booting him to do damage to him on the wall?
Yeah, if you roll high enough, yep.
Okay, I'm using my bonus action to kick the fuck out of him.
I'll do a contested strength check.
It's a 19.
That is a 9.
Damn.
That's a 9. Okay, so yeah, I would say if you want to kick him and smack him into the wall,
like
you will do bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I want to kick him into like this wall.
Roll 1d6.
Yes, sir. Can I add my strength modifier?
Sure. Be my fucking guest. Kick him into the wall.
+10.
That is 2 + 3, 5.
5 kills him. You're killing it.
Okay, for flavor then, as he hits the wall, I like follow and charge him and like stab him, like stab the skull and like almost pierce it into the wall with my sword.
Nice, love it. And it like explodes, like that last bit of flame that it had just pops into the air and bursts. And you feel like a magical presence has just been eliminated.
I'm going to use the remainder of my movement to get to the nearest zombie.
Yep.
And swing that big old sword.
Go. Against the dwarves. One looks faintly like Barnabas.
That's a 24.
24 it is. That's a hit.
Ugh, bad damage.
Rough damage.
Very bad damage.
Yeah.
Eek.
6. And like glances off his helmet.
Yeah. You're not used to fighting such small foes like Horatio. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Look, I don't know. Blech. All right, zombies are going to attack this fucker.
Does Solomon have like a cloak or a cape?
He has a fur coat.
Cool.
16 hit him. Yeah. No. Does it? Yes, it does.
Not sure.
Seven damage to him. Just keep that. The zombie. Do the same. These dwarves are swarming the page right now. Yeah. Why do all the monsters just roll so high? 9 damage to the page. All up. This one's gonna take a stab back at you. Oops, I don't read that. That hit? No, nowhere near, surely. 8, 11? No. Next one's also gonna swing at you, Solomon.
Oh.
And it's gonna miss. Horatio.
That isn't gonna miss.
It is, in fact.
Alright. Horatio is going to run past, grab onto Solomon's little fur coat, and swing around and attack the bottom dwarven zombie. Is a 19 hit?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going
You
to.
got +7 on needle. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's insane. How do you
That is
plus
ridiculous
seven?
at
You're not
level 4.
You're not getting jack for treasure.
Hi.
I think it's to do with his proficiency in dex.
It is
That's
proficiency. Yeah.
incredible.
I'm also going to sneak attack it.
LePage, you got smashed by 2 zombies for 9 damage.
Lovely.
Bludgeoning on you.
This one,
Big
I'm
skull.
hitting for 18.
You're killing it.
Cool. So, just going back a second. I've come round, grabbed onto the fur coat and swung around, and with needle just pierced straight through the head, which is, for me, for once, at head height. So just slamming straight into this zombie and killing it. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to swing at the zombie that's right next to us.
Did you hear that?
You're opening
That
doors.
hits. That hits.
Cool. And I swing with my little dagger.
Nice. That one has like its intestines coming out because it's pretty worse for wear. Solomon just hit it as well.
That is my go.
LePage, surrounded by 2 zombies in front of you.
Well, that's just peachy keen.
Good there, LePage.
Yeah. I'm just thinking what I want to use. I'm gonna use poison spray.
Poison
on
spray. Is that a ranged attack?
Yeah, that's all I have. Well,
Oh.
That one a cone, or is that single target?
no, it's single target. Oh gosh, I gotta roll with disadvantage. Sorry. Why? There we go.
Still, you're hitting.
No, I'm rolling with disadvantage.
You already hit though. You hit. Didn't you do 2? Yeah.
There
You hit. All of those hit.
okay.
Whatever you did there, all of them hit.
Every one of
Every
them.
single one of them hit. Big damage. Surely there's more than one.
1d12.
all right. Piercing with your poison spray, sprays all over it, searing the body of the zombie in front of you. Whose turn?
It'll be my turn, I believe. I wish I could disengage, but I cannot.
The one in front of you is very weak. Like you've been smashing it. It's very like you've cut off its arm and stuff. It's bleeding out its intestines. It's very weak.
Yeah, I'll bonk it. 15.
It.
I think it's 8 damage.
Dead.
And then I'm going to use the remainder of my movement to just move to here.
And
Can I kick one into the other to make them?
Yeah.
To make them like stumble or something? Is that something that?
Yeah, I'll roll it. I'm gonna roll against you though.
Ooh, that's not a great roll.
See what I roll.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do it.
No, doesn't budge. But just as you kill that last zombie, the flame, like the windmill like creaks to a stop. The water turbine creaks to a stop. That last bit of ember of flame, all of a sudden just like it finishes, the flame is gone, and the zombies just sort of buckle over in front of you, like the magic has left them. Combat is over.
I'm sorry. I won't pick up any more skulls.
Yeah. So I kind of look over to Horatio, and I'm like, if there's any skulls to pick up, let me or Solomon do it in the future, please.
Carefully.
Carefully.
Okay, so from here, you can see a sign, like you can see various signs. So you can say a sign, so the passageway here, you can see like an arrow and a sign next to it that says workshop and wizard's quarters, or like like quarters, like sleeping quarters. And then you see a sign this way on the other side, like pointing up in this direction, that says forge, but beautifully like engraved. Both of them like not just like wall creaking signs, like beautifully engraved.
Can we go to the forge?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And as my torch got broken, I'm casting light on Horatio's little hood.
And just remember, we're all out of drink. We're all out of heals. We are worse for wear.
Yeah, I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to cast healing hands on myself. It's not ideal.
Is that not going to do the job for you?
I mean, it's better than nothing. It's an exact average roll.
Okay, so entrance over here. So that is the one that says forge. The one that you're approaching now says like orders and workshop. As you approach this entranceway, there is you can see in front of you this blue aqua wall that has been set up, like a magical presence in front of you that is blocking your path.
Is that the bottom right doorway or the top doorway?
No, sorry, that is here. I can move you up
Top
there.
one?
Yeah.
Can I make an arcana check to like what kind of magic it is, or?
Yeah, of course. You'll probably fail anyways, but...
Yeah, fuck you, Brad. You suck my dick.
Oh, yes. Yes, not only do you recognize the magic as... well, you immediately are able to connect the magic with that being, like, you feel the same presence, that same cold touch that had touched your shoulders a couple hours before, a couple of minutes before in the other room. You can connect that magic to whatever that ethereal being was.
Perfect.
Yeah, so if we've been friends with the blue
Can I
thing.
use my divine sense to know if he's still around?
Yep.
I will do just that.
He's not around. He's not at the moment, unfortunately.
Could we try to pick up the skull from the previous room and see if that will help us pass through the...
Yes, you pick up the skull, and yeah, unfortunately, you're still blocked. The way is still blocked.
I know. Obviously, it's linked to him, but on a nat 20, do I find out like what kind of magic? Like, is it something we can get through in any way? Like, is it breakable? Is it defeatable?
Yeah. So I gave you the connection to the guy that you saw before. That's the 20. That's pretty big. You can try and break it.
Okay, I'm going to use. I want to see if I can pass through the magic field while holding that blueprint. Like, I want to pass the blueprint through it.
Okay, sure. So you walk up to. Yeah, so it doesn't. It allows you to. I guess you could throw the blueprint through it, and it wouldn't phase it. It would go straight through it.
I don't want to throw it. I want to hold it.
Yeah.
And push through it, so that if I can't get through it, I don't lose the blueprint.
You cannot. The blueprint can you can see like the blueprint move through it like it's like air, like there's nothing there stopping it. But as soon as your hand hits it, it blocks you. It's like a wall to you.
All right. So I guess I look over to Solomon and I kind of say, I'm like, what's going on? Like, why can't we get through this?
Okay, I got another one here. So, can I cast the cantrip message? Specifically because, even though normally you have to point towards a creature within range, it also says you can cast the spell through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it's beyond the barrier. I want to sort of try and reach back to that room we were in where he was.
Yeah.
Now that I know that obviously he was the Forge Master, I'm hoping that's enough familiarity to try and send him a message and ask him what he needs for us to allow us in passage.
Okay, so you send this message sort of back to where you came from. What is it, like is it telepathic? Is that what it is? Is it magic?
Yeah, so
telepathy? Is that what it?
Pretty much. You whisper a message, the target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
Got it. Okay. You tell me what you say. Exactly what Solomon would say in the whisper.
I know our blueprint can get through, but look, there's someone here who means real harm to your forge, and if there's anything that we can give you that will allow us passage, it's for the good of this place.
And you hear
and I send
this,
that message.
Yeah, and you like your ear like has this like chill, like this chill through it, and you hear it. He says to you,
I send a message back. Message is a cantrip. We can discuss like this.
Something. Oh,
Okay. The DM's got the server paused, so I can't come back.
And do you like? And I just see Sullivan run away. So like, no, like I don't know what's going on. I'm just like.
And he says, "Stop, you fool!" He says, "Stop, you fool!" He says, "My chambers. Follow the passage to the east."
You said come back here. No wonder you died. You're fucking dense.
All right, so we're just hanging out here.
Say that in character.
You think it's
I'll say the other two. The ghost wants us to meet in his chambers. He might let us go.
What ghost?
Oh right, they didn't.
I don't think they saw the ghost. Yeah.
We don't know what's going on in character. In character, we have no idea what you've been doing for the last 10 minutes.
This is gonna sound crazy, but the same place that I got this blueprint, I also spoke to the ghost of the guy, the ghost of the Forge Master.
How long ago was this?
Well, at the workshop that we saw in the first room that we fought the ogre at. Well, not ogre,
And what happened?
I don't know. He was a bit of a prick, so I kind of just ignored him.
What do you look like?
Kind of resemblant of like a ghost.
Never seen
I
one.
don't know. It was a
Okay.
skeleton, bro.
So why do we have to go with you?
The magic that comes off this door is the same as the magic that I felt when he appeared.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank you for letting us know. Let's go. We'll come with you now. Now this makes sense.
Because we know so much about you and all the shadow shit that comes out of you, LePage.
Makes sense now.
Okay, so this room, I just want to give you a bit of a talk through. Like this.
So what this is Brad just really wanted us to go to this room.
I might.
This door's locked. Well, why can't we open it? Because the door's locked.
Yeah, I might have wanted you to go to this room. Okay, so in front of you, like the cavern opens up like really, really, really high. Like you feel like you're in the mountain now. The cavern just goes up and up and up and up and up, so high into you can't even see the roof. And like there's these two massive, like clearly etched, man-made, like rock houses in front of you, like grand though, not just houses. Like they're very tall, and they come to like this architectural smoothness at the top. There's two of them, and the door that you immediately see is locked in front of you, but the wizard sort of materializes in front of you and says,
Do we all see him this time?
Yeah, he bursts, like materializes and scares the poop out of Horatio immediately.
No, Horatio can't see him because Horatio's currently blind.
Horatio can't see him.
Actually, no, I cast the light on his hood. Actually, he can see.
So even if it was pitch black, he could see like the radiant sort of ethereal blue that he has, but he probably couldn't see like his hands and his face. And he says to you, look, now do you want to speak to me?
I tried to speak to you earlier, and you basically told me to fuck off.
You are killing my children.
They attacked us. We're here to protect this place.
And he says, I can sense that in you. I have been casting spells to understand your true desires and what you are here for. And I think that we can come to a mutual agreement.
You didn't think to cast those spells before you told me to leave?
All that have come here have sought death and sought nothing but destruction and evil of the Forge. I was right to second guess you.
Sure.
As you can see by all of the death in this room.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, buddy.
And he says to you, there is great power beyond the door in front of you. If you can help me kill what is protecting it, I can help you on your quest to kill the others that people.
Why do you want us to kill these others? Like why? Like what do you? Why do you want us to kill this other group?
They have taken control of the Forge, and they are activating it as we speak.
Can I be honest with you, man? I'm happy to stop the people infiltrating your forge, but if you want us to fight whatever's through that door, I'm gonna need you to cast some spells to help us out a little bit here, because it's not looking good for us, man.
Yeah, and he says that you asked. and he ushers the three of you just down behind, like he sort of like creepily like sails back to this part over here and ushers you down with like his like skeletal hand, and he pulls you into like you all gravitate towards him and move with him, and he pulls you into like what is obviously like this beautiful chamber that was has like arcana posters and etchings all throughout it, and he says to you that I can channel the power of this place to heal you and empower you. And he heals all of you to full health.
Wow. It's very nice of him.
And he says, I do this in good faith, but you must help me with this defender in the next room, and we can harness more of the power of this place.
I'm with him.
What's he defending? Like Codril or something? Your voice is sounding a little bit worse for wear, man. That's not in character.
That wasn't in character.
Well, I asked him what he's defending, but
there's much power in this place, and one of the eminence of powers those doors. I've become too weak to be able to combat it myself. And he says, it was a great defender of this place in its time, but the magic, the bearer of the summoner of this great being, he died many years ago, and the magic he believes he needs to still continue to defend this place.
We'll do it, but, and I pull out the blueprint. If we do, can you tell me about this?
And he looks at the drawings, and you can see he almost grabs them from you and looks at them you can see that like intelligence flowing through him. You can see him looking over the schematics, and he says, yes, this was this place's greatest achievement.
It's a crossbow, right?
And he says, this was lost many years ago. There was someone who came here and took it.
The dagger of Warlock, it's crazy.
It's funny how it says greatsword on top of it.
It's definitely a great sword.
That's crazy.
I mean, you think it is. You don't really know. But he says, yes.
We shrink it down.
There were many elves, dwarves, mages that worked for years and years on this. I wasn't personally involved with it. I was charged with defending this place and keeping the forges running, but I did not build it myself.
You know, LePage, I don't think we need this.
Thanks for the heals, bro. It was nice.
It was lost a long time ago.
I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll message you. We can try and talk about who took it.
DMs.
Anyway,
I'll get the DMs.
And he looks at you and he says, "Old man, if that's all, kick that fucking door down and kill that thing."
I just give him a little salute and then I kick the door down.
Okay, so
please don't make your mate roll a strength check.
Please roll a strength check.
Please don't do this.
Please.
Can it be with advantage because I feel rejuvenated?
Absolutely. It's not gonna matter.
It only rolled once for some reason. That's the second roll.
So what
14.
14. All right. I'll give you that. So, all right. Are the three of you stacked on the door?
Yeah.
Or yeah. So
I'm
you
ready.
can all, Horatio, you can see what's sort of going on. Okay. So you kick this door in. The mage sort of backs away, like slips into the darkness. The wizard that was standing there, and in front of you is this massive orb-like greenish, snarling orb with one massive eye in the middle and two eye tentacles that are hanging off the side of it, and its long tongue snarling at you. It's rushing at you, Solomon, and you will be rolling for initiative. I'm going to show you what this thing looks like as well. This would be, to anyone that knows Baldur's Gate, a spectator, and it is
Spoilers.
It is heading straight for Solomon. Roll for initiative.
Oh, fuck.
In the room as well, in the middle of the room, you can see Solomon. You catch a glimpse as you kick the door down. You see next to it, there's like this gorgeous, what do you call it? Like flame thing, like something that like fire sits on, like not a, like sort of like a forge, like fire sits on it, and it's like emanating this incredible green fire, just like that skull was in the other room. And gone now. Sorry, I forgot to mention as well, you received the effects of a short rest from that wizard.
What does short rest give you?
I'm not sure.
You get spell slots.
No, that's long rest.
As a warlock.
Did I get spell slots on a short rest?
Pretty sure you do.
You do in Baldur's Gate anyway.
Well,
It depends on the class.
If you want to just click short rest, I'll believe you.
It'll
Just click
automatically do it, yeah.
Just click it. Yep. Okay, so this spectator is floating in the air, for anyone that hasn't seen one before. A huge mouth, sharp teeth, heading towards Solomon with like an aggression, and all of a sudden, like out of its eye sockets all around it, it like channels them into this beam and sends it in Solomon's direction. And you need to do a DC 13 con saving throw.
Cool.
Or become paralyzed, Solomon.
Solomon's paralyzed. We don't need to talk about it.
All right, so this beam, this green beam, sends straight at Solomon, and immediately he flashes and turns to stone in the entranceway. And the wizard just shakes his head.
Who have I instilled power in?
Yeah.
Bro, the wizard's
fuck's
dead.
sake.
He doesn't get a fucking say.
Don't worry, like, hold on, Horatio here. Like, you can... I'm happy if you guys want to, like, move into the room as well. Like, if that's where you...
Pause.
Or just do this as well. Just for shit, so you can see what's going on. You don't need the VTT. Oh, sorry. You're in the room now. Alright. Horatio.
Alright. I'm gonna trust in the crust. The trusty. Yeah, the crust busy.
Oh, yeah. Shoot for the eye.
Going for the eye.
Hit. Solomon, you are
7 damage.
so you miss the eye, but you do strike it next to the eye, and pierce it, and it is bleeding like this greenish ooze. Where's paralyzed? There he is.
I will also rush it and hit it with my offhand dagger.
Shit.
Does a 16 hit?
It does hit.
4 damage.
Nice. All right. Where are you cutting it?
I think I'm just trying to reach as high as I can, but I'm just cutting one of its little legs.
Doesn't have legs, but yeah, his tentacles.
I lost the picture, sorry. Yeah, a little tentacle thing. Just a little paper cut.
Yep. All right. Is that your turn?
That is my turn, yeah.
What does the paralyzed state do?
Basically, advantage on attacks, like melee attacks against me. I can't move or speak, and I repeat the saving throw on the end of my turn.
Well,
Oh,
now that
yes. Yeah.
LePage is well rested, and he actually did get his pack spells back.
Oh, there we go. I thought so. Yeah, that's great.
I cast Cloud of Daggers.
Nice.
But being that Horatio is nice and close, I target it a little bit away from Horatio.
Yeah, so you're sort of targeting it on the workshop bench behind, and
and just
so
not on Horatio.
The Cloud of Daggers is like surrounding the spectator, and even one of its tentacles gets like penetrated by one of the knives, and it reels back in pain. How much damage? Sorry.
12.
Nice. And turn.
What's saving again? Concentration. You have to do it's just every turn I do damage, right?
Yes, unless I move out of it, but I'll do damage when I start my turn if I move out of it.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
Turn? Yep.
Yeah.
Solomon, give yourself a saving throw. Oh, it's just like a rock that's just kicked, like he's in a kicking pose. Just this turn's over. Okay, so spectator's bleeding this like green ooze in front of you, Horatio, and it channels like the 4 tentacles. It's standing in the cloud, but it's going to move out of the cloud, and it will take damage. Can you roll your damage again? And it is going to fire a ray. You need to do a DC 13 wisdom saving throw, or you will become confused, Horatio.
The damage you're talking about is from LePage, right?
Yes, it is from LePage. Another 11 damage. Alright, so Horatio, you have become confused. So you can't move, but you will attack a random creature, and I'll ask you to, on your next turn, we'll sort that out. And that's my turn. Alright, Horatio, roll a 1d4.
D1d4?
Yeah. Horatio, in this blind stupor, he's like, both of the two of you can see him. You're like, ooh, you haven't seen him like this unless he was really drunk. And he takes out both of his knives, and he's like lumbering and walking around, and he attacks Solomon. It's a roll to attack.
Sorry, Solomon.
You're hitting with advantage as well.
And also, it's an automatic crit.
Is it on a crit? No.
When within 5 feet, it is.
Why? Because you're paralyzed?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Couldn't have made him do a ranged spell attack. A ranged attack, sorry. You just had to say, yo, he pulls his daggers out.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Roll damage.
Critical damage, by the way.
Critical damage.
Yeah, I rolled crit.
Alright, so you take your knives out and you jab them and penetrate, like almost like take 2 chips out of the rock that is his side. And does 11 damage. And that, unfortunately, is your turn.
Yep.
LePage. He is out of your cloud of daggers now. But he is, like, he's covered in those daggers. There are daggers. He's worse for wear.
I'm going to use command, and I'm going to command the creature to go back into the daggers.
I don't think command works on something that willingly harms him. They don't willingly harm themselves with command, I'm pretty sure.
Speak one word to creature you see in range. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw. Follow the command on its next turn. Choose the command from these options. Doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah, I think you could command him to move. I think you could command him to move. Yeah, I reckon you could.
I'm not commanding him to attack himself. I'm commanding him to walk into tiles.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
So I think
you're telling him to move.
It up right now.
I've already got it. It's fine. You're telling him to move. I mean, you kind of telling him to flee, I guess. Yeah, so approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt. Yeah, I'll do that. Yes.
Well,
what do I
technically
have to
no,
roll?
because if it's approach or flee, that doesn't work that way. Because approach would be coming towards me, and flee would be getting away.
But it says some typical commands and their effects. You might issue a command on the rules around here. So DM determines how the target behaves. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm commanding him to walk
You
back
can
into...
move. I can think you can command someone to move. That doesn't offend me. All right. So what do I have to do? Wisdom
I
save?
speak. Yeah, wisdom 13.
All right. It is moving back into the daggers and roll for damage. That's gonna kill it.
Okay. Well then, I speak to the specter, and I basically say, "Where do you think you're going?" And I point to where the point where the daggers are, and he just kind of like looks at it and just floats into it and just dies. Just like lets it rip himself apart and dies.
Now, what's the rule on saving our old man Solomon here? How does he get out of the rocks?
After a minute.
Is that
It's
right?
just a minute, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. All right, beautiful.
So Sullivan comes to, and I kind of put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "Thanks for your help, old man."
And I'll remove my daggers from your side and shoot them.
Yeah. Yeah, Horatio like comes to, and he's like, "Whoa,
Just
I
stabbing
have
her.
to drink." And from behind you, the mage comes up to you, and he says, "Well done. We can now channel the power of this place for your battle." And he points like a skeletal finger at the green, like it's like I wish I had a better description of this. It's like the flame. Has everyone seen The Mandalorian? You know, like the Mandalorian forge, like it has that beautiful like flame, but it's sort of like
Yeah, it looks
floating
like
flame.
propane.
It's like floating, yeah, like floating flame though, sort of like it's not wood, it's floating, it's magical. Hopefully that helps, anyways. And
Helps me.
he says to you that this flame will imbue your weapons with a magic that will increase their potency.
Is this the flame that's been burning this whole time, like around the whole area that we've just not noticed it?
No, just in this
Like-
room. Just in
Okay,
this room.
just
Yeah.
To our weapons, not just weapon.
Yeah, weapons. He said weapons.
what happens when I dip my daggers in, Mr. DM?
Is that what you're doing?
I mean, well, first I guess I asked him, is like, can we all do this, or is this just a one-time thing?
Just said your weapons will be imbued with a power and increase their potency.
Yeah, your weapons. So the group or single person? Everybody? Is what you're saying?
Must I explode all of your weapons?
Perfect. All right. So yeah, yes, I dip my dagger.
For fuck's sake.
Horatio takes both of his fists and just puts them in the fire.
Yeah, the guns. And he goes,
What'd
"Can I
you
put
say?
these
Oh,
guns?"
yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so are we all putting our weapons in, making that assumption?
Yes.
You all have a +1 to whatever weapons you wish to put in, but it will only last for 12 hours. So for the foreseeable, I will let you know when those magic powers go away. But for now, if you can all provide a if you can all provide a temporary +1 to your weapons, and stack to whatever you already have, please.
So it's like a Viagra for the weapon.
Yes.
So it's just +1 to damage, not to hit.
To hit.
Not to hit, not to damage.
Is that typically what is it usually? Is it one?
Well, you said it makes the weapons more potent, which made me think damage, but then you said it's +1.
Let's go. No, let's go to hit.
+1. Which is, if it's +1, it's both. If it's damage
+1,
or
whatever it normally is when you give it a +1.
Yeah,
so when I do my pack dagger, I get +1 to hit and also to damage. I'm just so you
if you have a +1 weapon, it automatically has an extra, like a +1 to hit and a +1 to damage built into it.
Yeah,
perfect. Both. You're getting both. Yeah.
Yay! Thanks, Brad.
Don't thank me. Okay, so around the room as well, you're sort of walking around the flame, and again you see more schematics, more books, more like this was clearly a workshop or a offshoot of the forge in some way. Like there was clearly magic that was made here, and maybe parts, you assume like maybe parts of different things or different weapons were made here. You can see what is there here? There's weapons hanging on the wall. One is what do we have here? So I will send it to you. Better. You see, so there's clearly like magically imbued daggers that are hanging like, or sorry, a dagger like hanging on the wall, like a beautiful dagger, and it is sended to the wall.
I would have picked that up before I wasted the flames on my lovely dagger.
Flames are still there. I can send this to... Does this work if I just send it here? Can you guys click that?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful magical dagger that you had on the wall, hanging on one of the walls.
Oh, that's sick. That's a Horatio dagger.
Yeah, so poison.
Do you have a +1 dagger?
No, but I don't use daggers that often. It's more of like a...
I have a +1. You can have it. You're stinky.
Don't you have to packed weapon something anyways?
I have a packed weapon. I have one of my daggers as a packed weapon.
Oh.
And we've just made it as canon that it's always turned on instead of having to like turn it on and off every fight.
There is also a coat of armor. It would be medium armor. It has like this beautiful emblem in the middle of it of like this lion like bathed in like sun behind it. And it is a +1 medium armor set. If anyone has interest in
Medium armor, eh? I mean, we can just take it. Let's take it.
As you're mulling that over, Horatio continues to loot through the little bits and bobs that are on tables around, and he comes across in this one corner of the room, again, more of those evil drawings, those black marked scribbled pages, but still like almost like a magical chill emanating from this workshop corner. And there's a very, again, more modern looking book, still old, but the book is bound with like a leather strap and it's almost like, what could I say? It's like weathered and torn. It almost has like cuts across it and cuts through it. And it's just sitting on the table. But again, looks out of like, it looks more recent than a lot of the other schematics.
Horatio will take the Dagger of Venom, and then as he notices the book, he thinks back to when he just picked up a skull, and instead will turn to the two more magical beings of the group and say, that looks like it's not as rugged.
I was just about to say, I was about to use my ritual, my magical cunning ritual, so I can get back one of my pack points. So I'm gonna sit down in the corner, and I'm going to kind of talk to my patron in the corner, and maybe I'll elaborate a little bit more with the guys, kind of like what's going on.
Turn to Horatio.
So are you talking to your patron right now? Sorry.
I'm gonna use magical cunning, and then it's like the ritual that I can do to restore some of my pack points.
Oh sure, yeah.
I'm gonna use that. So I'm sitting on the ground, like channeling, and then and obviously, like, yeah, the patron kind of like comes out of me again.
Yeah.
But now it's not in combat, so it's not as, I guess, crazy.
Yes.
While that's happening, I want to turn to Horatio and just say, the nerd's doing something perfectly normal in the corner. Let's have a look at this book, and I want to open up the book.
All right, so you wander over to the table with Horatio, and picking up the book. There's, like, you sense a power to it. Opening up its pages, you start to see that the book looks like a map. It has like sort of a schematics and a plan for this. You could call it like a temple. There's pages, like old torn sort of pages, but you can sort of make out the plans or a map of this temple, and you looking through it and using the arcana knowledge that you have, you do discern some of the words, and it says something about amber, and like the colors between the black scratches, there is like this burning sort of amberish tone or hue to all of the walls in this place. There's nothing that you can immediately discern as anything you've seen before, but you see it as a map of some sort.
Do I know the location on the map? Like, does it look familiar? The terrain, the shape? Or...
Not remotely. Not remotely.
Okay. Is the wizard still around?
Yep. He's around. Yep.
I want to hold the book up. This map. What's it to?
And he looks at it. He glances over your shoulder in a weird way, and he looks it up and down. He flicks the pages with his skeletal hand, and he puzzles, like he ponders, and he puts his hand in his skeletal head, and he says, "I know not of this place, but I sense great evil."
I just want to pocket the map for now, then, hoping it'll mean something later.
Yeah, and he looks at it, and he, like, almost with like a surprise that you, like, you're so brave that you just shove it in your pocket, basically. And he says to the three of you, he says, onward with your quest. You should be strong enough to pursue these invaders that use the source of the power for wrongdoing. And he points and sends you guys on your way.
Is there still shadows coming out of old mate in the corner?
Sorry, say it again.
Is there still, like, shadowy shit coming out of LePage in the corner?
Yeah, so LePage is in the corner, like, doing, like, his thing. He's got, like, that smoke is like swirling around him. You can see, like, this demonic face every once in a while pops out and shows itself, and has, like, reddish, burning, glowing eyes. And he's doing his thing. And then LePage, are you done doing anything?
Is LePage, like, sentient? That's not the right word. Conscious, I suppose, when this is happening. Like, could converse with us?
I would say the time when we were fighting, no, because it was like a do or die scenario where he had to kind of take over. In this scenario, yes, it's very much more in control. Like it was like a willingness to do it.
So, are you gonna tell us any more about your friend?
I can't remember what I've told you. That's the problem.
You said that you made a deal to save your family. That's pretty well it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of most of the story. The deal. Well, I can't remember what it was. Like I have wrote this down, but I don't remember exactly who it is.
Oh shit! Who your patron is?
Yeah, it was the Fiend, I think.
We figured this out. Yeah, we had the name. You want to share the name? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
But I can
find it and send it to you guys. I do remember that the Fiend was someone who like had held sway over the Shadow realm.
Yeah.
Like the Shadowfell. But I can't remember the name. It was a really cool name. I'll send it to you guys. But
yeah.
Is that what you're saying to them?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll give them the actual name, but that's who I was talking to, and essentially, my parents got tied up into basically a business deal that was very dark, and they got cheated out of a lot of their money, a lot of their wealth, everything. And in order to save them essentially from having their lives taken, I gave my soul to free theirs.
And this thing, what is it doing with your soul exactly?
It essentially it feeds off greed.
And I just look him up and down, covered in like pristine robes. Yeah. Plenty of that.
Yeah. It needs greed. It needs luxury. It needs gluttony. It needs everything in indulgence. It doesn't take less. It takes what you have plus more every time.
Sounds like a good companion to keep. And I'll start strolling out of the room.
Well, it's who I'm stuck with.
No.
Okay, so as far as you know now, as far as everyone knows now, obviously we know that LePage is possessed and has a patron that he answers to.
He's not possessed.
Sorry, not possessed. He just has a patron that he answers to, and have you said like that's where your powers come from?
Yeah, that's
That's
how I'm able to use any warlock powers whatsoever. Like, so that's how I'm able to summon the Arms of Hadar and any of these other dark necrotic spells.
Yep, perfect. Now, how is everyone feeling? Should we call it there and then finish this up on Friday, or do we want to keep going? It's up to you guys.
How long do you reckon we'd have to play for another natural rest point?
It is a school night.
It is a school night. Yeah, probably call it then.
Let's hit it with energy on Friday.
I was just about to say, how far away are we from the I guess boss fight?
Not like that. I think you can sort of gather that's the direction we're heading in.
Just out of curiosity, did we get the wizard's name?
Yes, his name is Mormesk. Yes, my name is Mormesk.
Surely we could whip through a boss fight in 30 minutes.
No, I don't want to rush it, and I'm tired.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it on Friday. Let's do it on Friday.
All right.
But
I don't want to rush through it and have it just.
I know.
Then go to bed.
I haven't played in a while. Like, I've actually got time tonight, and I'm not tired. It's like the one time where I'm the guy that's not tired. Like, I'm not.
It's not so much that I'm tired, but it's like I have to be up at 4:30 on weekdays. I need to sleep.
Don't make me feel bad.
We'll be back in 2 days.
Yeah, I
Work.
also need to sleep.
And it'll be interesting what happens, given the timing we have. I think.
All right, later then.